Welcome back to Assembly Hall in Champaign as we get set to tip off the second of the two semifinal games here, featuring the Findlay Falcons against the Benton Rangers. And hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Passion down here on Assembly Hall floor. And as we look at the two teams, let's first focus on the visitors here in the second semifinal game. And the visitors for this game will be the Findlay Ball Club. And we look first off on how they got here. And Normal U High's victory over Southeastern helped Normal move into the championship game, but who will they meet? It'll be the winner here of the Benton-Findlay game, of course. And these two teams had a very difficult road here to Champaign, and it started out with their quarterfinal wins on Friday. Now, for the Findlay Falcons, they come out of Central Illinois and are the smallest school represented here. And should they win a state championship, they would be the smallest school ever in the history of Illinois to win a state championship. And as we go out to Findlay, we find out they are an agricultural community located in the heart of Lake Shelbyville. Findlay celebrates the Walleye Festival in the summer and the Festival of Lights in the winter. They're one of the outstanding, really, communities of Central Illinois with a lot of history, and right now their basketball team is adding another chapter to history in Findlay, Illinois. Now, they will be the visiting team. The host team here in this game will be the Benton Rangers, and they have a lot of history that they have had over the years, 13 appearances in the state tournament, but looking for their first state championship. As we go out to Benton, they're the county seat of Franklin County down in southern Illinois. Benton has had its share of famous citizens dating back to the Civil War days. It's the birthplace of Union General John R. Logan. Famous basketball stars like Doug Collins and All-American high school star Rich Youngkus, who we may meet later here today. So stay with us. That's what we have coming up for you on this station from Assembly Hall. The Findlay Falcons against the Benton Rangers on America's original March Madness.
Welcome back to Assembly Hall. Jim Albrecht along with Greg Sterick. If this were a movie, you could entitle it Two Men and One Sweet Baby from Outside. The two men, of course, are Eric Smith and Clayton Stivers for Findlay. They play big.
Well, they're the twin towers on the inside, and they really look to provide the scoring and also the rebounding. In yesterday's ball game, both of them chipped in with 20 points apiece. That's a good look right there. There's Stivers from the outside. Stivers a little kiss off the glass. Nice basket that time by Stivers.
Let us now see how their coach feels about this ball game with Joe Passion.
Obviously, something the team didn't have able to do yesterday was take away JoJo Johnson's three-point play. How will you try and accomplish that here against Benton?
Well, you're not going to take it away from completely. He's just too good a player and too good a shooter. We just hope to contain him somewhat and not let him get too, make too many in a row.
Yesterday, JoJo Johnson scored 38 points in the quarterfinal game, and he said after the game, I can do better. I may score 50 today.
Well, JoJo's a very confident player. Had 38 points yesterday and averages almost 30 per ball game, and that's JoJo at his best right there. The square up, three-point bomb for long range, and I think it's important for JoJo Johnson to get off to a good start early in this basketball game, but he's just an outstanding basketball player.
And standing by with the coach of the Rangers is Joe Passion. Joe?
Well, Rod, of course, after the success of yesterday, how do you keep it rolling for today? Is there anything that you'll change here against Findlay?
No, not really. We know they've got good inside players in Smith and Stivers. Good little point guard in Allen. We have to continue to do a good defensive job like we did yesterday in the second half against St. Martin. They're a strong team. I think we'll come ready to play, though.
And now let us check out the keys to the game, brought to you by Milk. It certainly does a body good. And the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Well, for Findlay, I think they need to take away the threes. The Benton, the Twin Towers, they must stay out of foul problems. And if you're the Benton Rangers, must hit that outside shot. They also must minimize Findlay's second and third chance opportunities. So they've got to do a good job of controlling the backboards.
The tip-off is next after one of your network sponsors, the Toyota Dealers of Illinois. Welcome back to the Assembly Hall in Champaign. These two teams are ripe and ready to go. Let us go to Steve Adams, the public address announcer.
Featuring the Falcons of Findlay High School, winner of this game with a record of 29-2, and the Rangers of Benton High School, entering this game with a record of 25-6. At forward for Findlay, a 6'7" senior, number 30, Clayton Stivers. The 6'1" junior, number 51, Matt Herman. At the other forward for the Falcons, the 6'2" senior, number 22, Joey Howell. And at the other forward for Benton, the 6'3" junior, number 21, Brian Drew. At center for Findlay, a 6'7" senior, 42, Eric Smith. Center for Benton, the 6'4" senior, 54, Travis Kays. At one of the guards for the Falcons, a 6' senior, number 24, Tony Sparks. And at one of the guards for the Rangers, a 6' senior, number 11, Brian Kern. At the other guard for Findlay, a 5'10" senior, number 12, Jim Allen. And at the other guard for Benton, a 6'3" senior, number 24, JoJo Johnson. And now here are the coaches. First for Findlay, assistant coach Brett Cheney, and the head coach in his 12th season is Mike Reynolds. And for Benton, assistant coaches Don Webb, Jeff Roper, and Jeff Johnston, and the head coach in his 2nd season is Rod Schertz.
Who will play normal U-High? We're about to find out. One of your network sponsors is DuPont Herbicides. As you can see, the tallest player in the Benton lineup, 6'4". If you are Findlay, you want to get it to the 2 6'7s and see how that goes early.
And if you're Benton, you've got to do the job defensively on the twin towers on the inside, Smith and Stivers, but also the matchup to watch is Howell's matched up against Benton's marquee player, JoJo Johnson.
Here we go. One of these two teams will play in the dream game. Jim Allen with the basketball. He hit those big threes yesterday to get him to the semifinals. Stivers fakes, will not score on that one. Ball almost tipped back up and in by Mr. Kays for Benton.
And I think it's important, too, that JoJo Johnson does a good job going to the defensive boards, and that time JoJo was right there and came away with a rebound.
Kays will not take that shot outside.
See, Stivers is matched up on JoJo.
Oops.
And JoJo felt like he got hit on the arm, and Stivers matched up against JoJo Johnson. What you're doing is putting a 6'7" player on a 6'3" player. Makes it a little bit more difficult to shoot over that 6'7" player.
That will definitely change the trajectory of the three-point attempts. That one went to the first row. They were trying to find Eric Smith inside. Overthrown. So a slow start here in the first minute of this semifinal game. Live from Champaign's Assembly Hall. With the basketball is Kern, and this is Johnson from 25.
Johnson right there to knock down the three. Right there.
Inside it goes. Smith soft, but a little short.
See who's on the boards. JoJo Johnson. He's an awful good rebounder. Averages better than 10 rebounds per ball game.
He leads the team in everything. He has every school record. Kays, no. Rebound Allen. Jim Allen is the point man. That's Joey Howell, number 22. And this is Clayton Stivers, short. Rebound is contested. It'll head out of bounds. No, saved. Saved by Findlay.
Good start by Benton, though, for Johnson to knock down that three. It's nice to get your star player on a roll. Nice look, a lob inside. Right there is Mitchell. Excuse me, make that Eric Smith. They got it to Smith. Smith knocked down the basket.
When you have 2, 6, 7 men in there, your inbounds plays underneath the basket become a little bit easier. Kern off the glass, nice shot. That's Brian Kern, one of the captains of the Benton Rangers, who come in at 25-6. Sparks had a great game yesterday. This time he creates his own turnover. All the way up it goes to Drew. Too much glass and good defense. Hustling down there was Jim Allen to contest the shot.
Well, a good look, too, down the floor by Johnson as Drew was streaking to the glass and drew a nice catch. And right there, Allen comes in. A good battle on the inside. Harmon with the inside position. Harmon was fouled on the play on the rebound.
Howell picked up that personal foul, first of the game. Johnson, he'll take that shot, but Stivers says, Kern trying to penetrate. Gets it down low to Drew off the glass. That one won't fall either. Rebound is kept in play by Benton in the form of Mr. Kays. Travis Kays, their biggest man at 6'4", comes in just under 200 pounds. Well, look at Stivers stalking him. That time JoJo Johnson wanted a pick, couldn't get it to Kays. Yeah.
Good ball movement right there. JoJo felt the double team. Nice pass down low to Kays. Kays and Harmon worked a little two-man game, came away with a basket.
Finley, of course, the smallest school here. Howell with a fadeaway. That's going to go off to the right. Rebound is won by Sparks. Allen from outside. They need it. They get it. JoJo down the lane. Nice penetration over to Kays. He will go to the free throw line. Johnson can do that as well. He can get inside. If the shot's not there, he'll dish.
Yeah, he's very steady. He's a complete player. He's a good shooter, a good scorer, but also an excellent passer. And that's the part of his game that a lot of people really forget about, how well he can pass the basketball, because he's known to put the basketball up a lot, but he also sees the floor very well, and he's a good passer. Also a good rebounder.
And let us mention again, for you folks at home who are not familiar with the situation, the Benton Rangers, one of their starters, at least when he's available, is Brian Holman. But he belongs to the Worldwide Church of God, and they celebrate their Sabbath from sundown on Friday to sundown on Saturday, so he missed the quarterfinal. He'll miss this game, but he will play tonight in the third-place game or the championship. Smith softly not falling. Stivers in there, and it'll head out of bounds. It'll belong to the Benton Rangers. And we have a timeout on the floor as we are underway. The Rangers lead the Falcons by a deuce. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. In the game preceding this one, Augusta Southeastern and Normal U High were tied at 43s in the fourth quarter, and then Normal U High ran off 13.
Well, when you look at the team comparisons there, Findlay with the field goal edge, 3-point field goals for Benton, free throws about even, rebound edge to Findlay, and I think you have to give the size advantage also to Findlay. And there's the numbers field goal wise, 29% to start the ball game for Findlay.
Johnson one-on-one,
43%.
I'll tell you what, sorry to interrupt, Greg, but
okay.
I was just looking at Stivers reacting to those outside shots, and as far as JoJo Johnson wants to come out, Stivers will go out there with him.
Yeah, and I think JoJo's felt on both shots that he's missed at Stivers. He got a little piece of his wrist or his arm on the missed shot.
Smith kicks it back out. They'll kick it right back in. Smith turnaround, yes.
See, Findlay was able to spread out that defense, the zone defense at Benton that time, and they went right inside, and Smith was able to hit the shot. He's 2 of 4 now for 4 points.
Kays in the corner, doesn't want that shot.
Now, see, that's a nice matchup there with Allen on Kern. Kern really had a nice ball game yesterday for Benton. Had 17 points. That time the shot just wouldn't fall.
Smith just didn't grab that rebound. He owned it. Findlay is tied at 7s, and they're still tied as the rebound comes down to Kays. Nice screen out job by the Rangers from Benton. Wide open is Kays. They're daring him to take that shot. They want to see if he'll make it first, because you've already got one of your big men out guarding JoJo Johnson, and you want to keep the other guy, Smith, down low.
Now, Kays with 2 field goals, that's a bonus, because Kays usually doesn't score a lot of points. Didn't mark yesterday in terms of scoring. Had 4, and a turnover on the play, that time by Joey Howell. The ball's going to belong to Benton once again.
4.5 minutes have transpired here at the Assembly Hall. Johnson's got some opening. Too much glass. Rebound, though. Drew back up and in.
Good follow that time by Drew on the inside. Good board work. Brian Drew, the junior, had 5 points there. He got the basket.
That one in and out by Eric Smith. He thought it was down. I thought it was down. Everybody thought it was down, but the ball. 11-7. Benton trying to up their lead.
See, Benton's bringing Kays out on the floor, so that's a decision that Smith has to make, whether or not he's going to come out and check him and pull Smith away from the boards.
That ball is kicked out of bounds, and it'll head over to the Benton bench. And now we have our first substitute of the game in the form of Jason Tucker. Tucker will come in, and Joey Howe will grab a little pine for the time being. Benton got here by beating Cairo in the semifinals with 2 free throws by Mr. Holman in the last 3 seconds. Kays again, not this time. Drew's there again, not that time. And the rebound comes down to Jason Tucker, who just got in the ball game, and Drew suffers the penalty for missing the shot. That's basically what it boils down to.
But the effort was there. He's really working the offensive glass. He got a nice rebound on the last possession. He was able to get the shot down off of an offensive rebound. Shot just wouldn't fall. I like Benton's aggressiveness, though, here early in the ball game.
After defeating Cairo in the Supers yesterday in the quarters, they defeated St. Martin de Porres. Jumper by Jim Allen.
But see what set that play up. Allen, sure, he knocked down the shot, but the big guy stepped out, set a nice pick. Speaking of Eric Smith, and Kern just couldn't get over the top of the pick.
Allen seems to grow more confident the longer he plays. JoJo Johnson. His first 3 of the day. Make that 2 for JoJo. They go up so fast, it's kind of hard to keep count at times. Smith couldn't get it, and Kays doing some good board work underneath for Benton. He'll bring it up himself. JoJo again, not that time. And Tucker gets a second rebound in the last minute.
Well, that shot there was deep, the one that JoJo just put up. It's deep.
It's one of those shots where when it leaves his hands, if you're sitting here at the Assembly Hall, you can turn to the person next to you, say a sentence, and then see if it goes in.
See, there's a look inside, a good look right there. Stivers quick to the basket. You know, he just had the position there, and Harmon picked up the personal foul. Once again, they lob it inside.
And once again, they will draw the personal foul as Jason Tucker will go to the free throw line for a pair.
I think they're going to get Harmon with the foul. That's his second personal foul. You know, once again, they're able to lob it inside off that inbounds play to Smith. And Smith, though, a nice pass there. Nice drop pass down low. Tucker very active and strong up to the glass, and he was fouled on the play.
Tucker, a 6'3" senior. Doesn't score a lot. A role player for that man. Mike Reynolds in his 12th year with 232 victories in that span. Bryce Carney now will check in for Benton. Matt Harmon will sit out for the time being.
You know, where Benton really misses a player like Brian Holman. You know, he's their second leading scorer at better than 12 per ball game, but also he's a big body in there. He's a 6'5" against this much bigger and much more physical Findlay basketball team.
Up top it goes. And Carney looking for some help. Finds it in JoJo. JoJo with a tough shot.
Looks like he always wants to get the foul. You know, he never shoots one where he just takes it straight up.
Smith lost the handle, but it will stay in possession of Findlay. The Falcons, of course, the smallest school down here in the Elite Eight with just 96 kids in school. And Benton is one of the largest because they have 643 in the enrollment list. Nice shot by Clayton Stivers. Spun and nailed it.
For Stivers, that's his first basket, and they really look to him to provide that punch on the offensive end. And, you know, Benton's enjoying a three-point advantage here. And, you know, it looks like maybe they're going to try and take the last second or the last shot of the quarter.
You see the time remaining there at the bottom of your screen here in the first quarter.
Well, Kern does such a good job. See how he runs the show, just taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, he does.
He's very steady out there. He's the floor leader in terms of that point guard position. They're working the clock, got the clock down to about 20 seconds. The basketball in the hands of JoJo Johnson.
Well, usually you say with a team leading by 3, will it be a 5-point lead? But with JoJo, The question is, will it be a 6-point lead unless he takes it inside? Contested, lost the handle on the way up. Ball is tipped around. Drew is there. No, ball tipped again. Smith has it. 1 second. Stivers from 40 feet. Ooh. That's the way the first quarter comes to a close. One of your network sponsors, the Toyota dealers of Illinois. Here's some facts about these two squads you can stick under your hat.
Yeah, for Findlay, they made it to Sweet 16 3 years in a row. Record of 58-3 over the past 2 years. Benton, only other Final Four appearance was in 1933. Last champion from Southern Illinois was, you got to give me some help. Give me some help.
You probably played on the team.
They'll show it to us again. They'll show it to us again.
You know, it's Northern Illinois people. Driving his K's, too much iron, and a whistle and a foul. Let's see who it goes against. It'll go against Benton.
The last champion from Southern Illinois was McLeansboro in 1984.
I think I was out of town that year.
I did see the ball game.
They've had some good teams in this grade X school. Oh, the wear and tear this game takes on the coaches. The further they go on this road to state, the more it builds up inside. You saw the look. Look at that look to Smith. Blocked from behind by Drew.
Oh, great block by Brian Drew.
JoJo puts on the move. Look at this shot. It'll go.
That's a beautiful move. Acrobatic move by JoJo. A little hanger in the lane area. Got the defensive man up in the air. Then JoJo knocked it down.
Sparks right back to Smith, who will draw the foul. That time, Drew couldn't get the ball separated from Eric Smith. I saw him outside warming up outside the main arena here. And nice kid, smiling. How you doing?
I think Benton's done a pretty solid job, though, minimizing the Twin Towers inside. There it is right there. Ooh, nice bucket right there.
Well, if in fact Jim Allen and Joey Howell can open some things up from the outside, that will in turn open it up for the 2 6-7 men. Smith, look at how sweet he shoots. That one's a little short, but it's soft every time up. And JoJo Johnson busts out of there with it. His team trails by 5, and now he will go to the line to try to cut into that deficit. I'm sorry, it's Benton up by 5 over Findlay, 18-13 at this point.
Yeah, Benton pretty well controlled the basketball game behind the play of JoJo Johnson. Johnson 4 of 8 from the floor with 10 points, and there's JoJo with it in his left hand, and that's a tough shot. Going to that baseline, going away from the basket, and he was pretty happy. Stivers that time got the personal foul. Joe knocks down the free throw, so give JoJo 11 points. And you know, yesterday's ball game, JoJo was 12 of 15 from the free throw line. Gets a lot of his points right there at the 15-foot stripe.
This man at the line has scored over 2,400 points in his high school career at Benton. That is obviously a record. Which college will he choose? Well, Murray State's looking at him. Southern Illinois is looking at him. Penn State, who will be in the Big Ten, also looking at JoJo Johnson, and I'm sure a few more will be after this tournament.
Yeah, there's no question he can play at a pretty high level of Division I basketball. The top prospect.
Rangers up by 7. Stivers 4-3.
Stivers now with 5 points, and he answered the JoJo Johnson free throws.
That 3-point shot has just changed the face of high school basketball. You look up, you're trailing by 8, then it's 5. That's going to be way short. It's loose on the floor. Everybody's on the floor. And picked up by Smith. Allen all the way down, kicks it over. Sparks, no.
Seems like Findlay needs to do a little better job getting, I'd continue just to pump it inside. I'd let Smith work inside.
Kearns on the baseline. He doesn't want that shot. Smith says thank you. Uh-oh, that one's headed out of bounds, saved by Howell. Of course, we mentioned JoJo Johnson and his colleges. Clayton Stivers has already picked his. Down low it goes. Oh, Sparks missed an easy one.
Sparks missed that easy basket against the changing defense of Benton. They went to a man-to-man that time, and Sparks just wasn't able to finish the play. Had the easy shot inside, and he had such a good ball game yesterday. Had 13 rebounds and 9 points. There's a good look at Rod Schertz, second year as the head coach of the Benton Rangers. Benton with an overall record of 25-6. His ball club last year, Jim, their record was 24-6.
Sparks also had 12 points in the super sectional game. So Johnson, that's his shot. A little too hard, but it comes right back out to Kern. Same spot Johnson shot it, same result.
So both shots just a little bit flat, so both of them had long rebounds.
4-point game. Findlay trying to cut into the deficit. This ought to do it. A little too hard.
See, Benton's done a good job just pushing Smith a little bit out of his range. That shot there was just a little bit out of his range, and they made it tough for him to catch. And he's having to catch and then turn and shoot. I like what Benton's doing defensively. They're giving him a little push maybe in the back, but what they're doing is keeping him about 2 or 3 feet farther away from the basket. That shot becomes a little more difficult, Jim.
4:50 remaining here. Kern, again, it's no doubt. And look at Eric Smith get up. Allen. Stivers has the baseline. Tough shot. It'll go. And a foul. Are they going to take that shot away? That ball should count.
Take a look. Let's see if they got him with a foul on the floor. Right there was the bump. 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 So it was before the shot.
Right. There is no continuation. No continuation in high school basketball. So the bump occurred right before Stivers could get the three-point play. One of your network sponsors is Milk. It does a body good, and the people who produce milk, the dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin. The smart money is on budget.
Now, a slow start for Eric Smith on the offensive end. He shoots 64% from the floor, but get back to action quickly. Inside, Stivers gets it inside. He gets a nice basket. But to finish my thought on Smith, he's 2 of 8 from the floor. He's a much better shooter in that, so I think you got to credit defensive work by Benton.
We got a 2-point ball game again. Inside it goes, but that won't fall for Travis Kays. And we've got a whistle and a foul coming the other way.
I think the foul is going to be on JoJo Johnson, too. Also for Benton, Chad Fuson was checked into the lineup for the Benton Rangers.
Fusion wearing number 23.
Good kick right there. Kays had the shot just a little bit hard up off the glass. And you see JoJo inside there. They got JoJo on the foul. Got him a push on the inside, but JoJo Johnson's not afraid of that contact. He'll battle with the best of them on the inside. Loves to rebound.
And it was Joey Howell in front of Kays to bother him just enough to miss that triple. That's Mike Reynolds' first ever Elite Eight appearance. Yesterday, they made good on that, obviously. And the Falcons play in the Meridian Conference from the county of Shelby. We told you already, only 96 students, so you're looking at a lot of them right there.
They've got an outstanding record, 29-2 on the year.
Stivers averages 20 points a game. Not this time. Could have tied this contest up. JoJo Johnson coming down, number 53. Running underneath the basket is Bryce Carney, and that is Kays. He gets the roll.
Kays is really looking to take that outside shot. Smith is not going out there putting any pressure on him, and Kays has got that open jumper.
Good defense up front. JoJo Johnson one on everybody, and he didn't get it over the rim. Ball is saved, though, back to Carney. It was saved by Findlay, but back to Benton.
JoJo had the layup there. It looks like he wants to get the basket and the foul on every opportunity that he can. Go ahead and get the basket.
Kern from way out, too hard. Rebound, Eric Smith, without a doubt. And he's fouled as he came down with the basketball.
Smith with a big rebound right there. And Kays picked up the personal foul. Smith now with 5 rebounds in the ballgame. The shot goes up by Kern, and here's the battle on the inside right there. See, Smith just had the basketball. Kays reached in and didn't like the call.
I couldn't find much wrong with the call on that play as Caves reaches in, and another substitution for the Benton Rangers. Jason Tate comes in, and really he's known for his defense, Jim, much more than what he is his offense.
Tate wears number 14. Smith makes it a 3-point ball game. His team trailing. Coming back in will be Tony Sparks. Makes good on both. Boy, it's just a double weapon when your big men can shoot free throws because they're going to get fouled.
Smith is a good free throw shooter. Smith's just a good shooter. I mean, he shoots 64% from on his field goals, and but not much better. Just at 65 coming into the tournament from the line.
And a bad pass. Disconnection there between Kern and Drew.
See, the angle wasn't there. Kern needed to take it a couple more bounces, and then he could deliver that pass to the inside. You got to create a good passing angle where you can kick it inside. Turnovers, Findlay with 4, Benton with only 1.
Eric Smith is on the bench now, taking a breather with 3:13. Allen from outside got another 3. Jim Allen. And we are at a point where our lead has changed with Findlay up by a point.
First lead of the ball game for Findlay. We saw Allen yesterday knock down some big 3-point shots. The ball game was knotted up yesterday at 52 all. He stepped up and knocked down the 3, and then Findlay here on the defensive end. It looks like Jason Tucker is going to get the personal foul. Look at Rod Schertz, head coach of the Benton Rangers.
That is 16 fouls now on Findlay. Out front to Kern. Kern's going to try to penetrate behind the back. He does everything he can, but can't shake free. Oh, that's a foul.
A walk.
Or travel.
A walk.
Kay's lost control. Fortunately for him, the travel occurred before the elbow flew out into his defensive man.
Benton was a little rattled on that particular possession on the offensive end. And, you know, JoJo now, he's got to do a good job of getting back in sync offensively. JoJo Johnson, 4 of 11 from the floor, and with 12 points. Benton working out of that man-to-man D right here.
Sparks, nothing. Absolutely nothing but air. And Sparks is not having the kind of game he's had in the quarterfinal or in the super sectional. He looks down at his shoes a bit as he heads up court.
Well, he's a little upset the fact probably he's not scoring points. He's 0 of 3, but Sparks can really help this ball club by getting it done defensively and also in the rebound department.
Johnson drives, can't get it. Johnson goes back up, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Johnson just always draws the traffic, and he can make things happen on that offensive end. He's so quick with the basketball. I think his quickness, watch his quickness right there. See how though he leans in? See, that's a shot right there. Instead of trying to lean and trying to create something, he beat his man on the dribble. Why not just spring up and shoot the shot? Get your eyes and let him focus up on that rim. I think JoJo has a tendency to let his eyes work and look at the defensive man, and good shooters, and when he's stroking from outside, and when he's in rhythm, your eyes are on that basket, Jim. Don't take your eyes off of that basket. Watch good shooters. A lot of times you'll see him shoot the ball and then just hang. You'll see that shot. You'll see the wrist follow through.
Eric Smith back in the ball game, as you saw. Johnson with the pair.
See the difference at the line. See how Johnson stayed with that free throw right there.
Of course, basketball runs in the Johnson family. His dad, Danny, was on the #1 rated Benton team back in 1967. Driving is Stivers, and he'll go to the free throw line as we have a lot of whistles right now in the second quarter.
When you're speaking of JoJo Johnson's father, Danny Johnson, he was an outstanding basketball player, had a great college career at Western Kentucky. And, you know, when you talk about keeping it in the family, JoJo Johnson now has the most points in a season at Benton High School. You know who you beat?
I believe it was his father.
Beat his father, Danny.
And, of course, his father was on that Western Kentucky team that finished 3rd in the NCAA tournament one year.
Right. But, you know that has to make a son feel good, but also it makes a father feel pretty good, too, when his son breaks your record.
I bet you there was a lot of jiving going on in the house when the record was near.
Yeah.
You can't beat my record. Oh, yeah, I can, Dad. No problem.
And that's the kind of player JoJo is. Yeah. He's a pretty confident player.
Yeah, he is. Tate gets it down low to the aforementioned Johnson, who's double teamed. They'll work the outside. Now Kern has a little bit of an opening, and he is hammered from behind. by Jim Allen. Allen didn't realize he was going to go up for the shot. He was trying to foul the dribble and wham.
Allen was just trailing the play, but Kern's quick with the basketball. I think it's important that Kern can give him a little lift. I think he needs to pick up his offense production. In yesterday's ball game and Benton's win, when he got to 17 points, I thought he was a big factor. Sure, JoJo got 38 points in the game. I thought Kern really gave him a lift, and I think they need a scoring in this ball game also.
Of course, Kern came into this tournament leading the team in assists with 152. He also can hit a three-pointer on occasion. He shoots about 30% from the outside. And this is another family matter here because Kern, his father, was on Benton's Elite 8 team back in 1966. So some proud papas at Assembly Hall, not to mention some proud mothers. Way outside is Stivers. No. Rebound is fought for underneath. Going back up with it is Sparks, and he gets it.
See, that's the board work you got to have out of Sparks. When his shot's not falling, let him slip around and work on that offensive glass. And, you know, Benton's got to do a good job of minimizing those second chance opportunities. Sparks was there, a nice stick back.
Nice drive, but too much. Kays gets the foul, and he also will get a couple of charity tosses here. Findlay with the lead by 3 at 27-24. We have just over a minute here remaining in the first half from Assembly Hall. And again, if you're just joining us, U-High Normal is in the championship game.
See Kern creating once again, throws it up a little hard on the glass, but Kays was right there. That was good board work right there by Kays on the inside. And, you know, Benton has an advantage. When Smith was getting a little breather on the bench, Benton was able to work a little bit on the glass. But now the twin powers, Smith and Stivers, both back in the ballgame for Findlay.
Jeremy Chaney back into the ball game now for Coach Mike Reynolds as Joey Howell checked out.
I'd see Benton struggling a little bit at the line. They're 4 of 9 from the stripe.
Make it an even 50%.
Yeah, but they got to shoot a little better from the line. They shoot 63% on the year from the stripe, so they need to pick it up there.
Low post Smith turns, does not score, gets his own rebound, and does.
See, he's such a big body on the inside, but a nice soft touch, too. He's got a nice touch.
Johnson faking, can't shake off Stivers. Inside it goes to Kays.
Well, Kays is really looking for that open jumper. He's really giving him a lift offensively.
He certainly has.
Yeah, he's got 9 points here in the first half.
Well, Findlay's game plan was to not exactly negate JoJo Johnson, but slow him down. Smith is fouled on the block before he can get rid of that one. And they have done that because Clayton Stivers is using those long arms to try to change JoJo Johnson's mind. He's actually hasn't taken that many three-point attempts here in the first half.
No, he really hasn't. JoJo's put up six shots from three-point range. He's 2 of 6 from threes and 4 of 12.
Yeah, well, you might think at home, well, 6 three-point attempts is a lot, but we're talking about JoJo Johnson here.
Yeah, I think though Findlay now with that lead at 30-27, but what's enabled them to get that lead, what they've been able to do on the inside, rebound-wise. Smith with already 8 rebounds here in the first half. Well, the big guy's got a good touch from the line.
Well, he's got the same touch at the line that he does when he spins and tries to hammer home a 7-footer. It's just a nice, soft shot.
Yeah, he's 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
And we'll have the Benton Rangers holding for the final shot. They trail by 4. They try to cut into that. They usually give it to Johnson at the end of the half, and now we have the 5-second call. Not making any offensive penetration because the defense was forcing the issue. Well, I think I'd go down to Eric Smith there. What would you do, Coach?
I think I'd either go to Smith or Stivers.
Yeah, if he's open.
But I'd make sure that I just got the last shot, and if I didn't get the shot, I wouldn't let Benton have another possession.
Whistle and a foul. I think Smith was shoved from behind. With 5 seconds remaining now.
Carney's going to get the foul. Well, see, Smith's become very, very active. See the bump right there? Got that right leg and that right knee and gave him a little bump behind.
I bet you Smith didn't even feel that. He was probably surprised when the whistle blew. Yeah, sweet. You can just listen to the net.
And now you're going to tell me that the net's talking to you?
Yep. I had one of those experiences once, but it was overseas, so I don't think it counts. Another one. 6 for 6 for Smith. 5 seconds remaining. Findlay's lead has grown to 6. JoJo in a hurry. He'll fire. I don't know. It was pretty close, but Findlay has taken a 6-point lead here at the intermission. There you see Rod Schertz leaving the court. He's in his second year as the head coach of Benton, and he's got some strategy sessions to take care of at the intermission here at Assembly Hall. We'll hear from Coach Mike Reynolds right now, standing by with Joe Passion.
All right, well, Jim, thanks very much. And Mike, you have certainly had an adverse effect on JoJo Johnson somewhat here in the first half. What do you want to continue to do in the second half?
Well, Stivers is tall enough that he causes a problem, and he's quick enough to do a pretty good job. So, hopefully he'll keep it up. They're hurting us on the offensive boards, so we've got to do a better job on the boards.
All right, Mike, go get him in the second half. Thank you very much, Mike Reynolds, head coach for Findlay, who have the lead here at the break, and we'll send it back over to center court to Jim and Greg.
Yesterday, if you joined us for the quarterfinals, Eric Smith got into some foul trouble early in the second quarter, but he became a big factor once he came back in the game. He's a factor again, and you heard the coach talk about Stivers' defensive effort. That may be the factor of the first half so far. One of your network sponsors is American Airlines and American Eagle. We are 16 minutes of regulation basketball away from having the dream game set up. U High from Normal has beaten Augusta Southeastern, and they did it in convincing fashion in the fourth quarter, but we'll talk about that matchup a little bit later. But nonetheless, Normal U High and Coach Cal Hubbard are where they want to be, and that is in the respect game. Cal Hubbard has been saying all tournament long that his team doesn't get any respect, at least around the state, because one reason they lost their first 2 games of the season, and everybody went, well, then they lost but won the rest of the way. So we'll see how his team does either against Benton or Findlay. And right now, the Falcons have the upper hand because they're doing everything right defensively and offensively.
Well, they were able to go inside. I thought the Twin Towers finally went to work, and I'm talking about Stivers and Smith on the inside, Jim. And when they were able to get the basketball inside, they really went to work on the inside. But Benton, they live with JoJo Johnson. Johnson had 14 points, but the 2 players for Findlay, they really went to work inside, and that was really the difference. I like the defensive effort out of Stivers on JoJo Johnson. I thought he did a good job on JoJo, but there's still a lot of basketball to be played. But keep in mind, Benton held a lead. They were ahead by 7 at 20-13. They had a 7-point advantage, and Findlay just turned the tables on them.
And keep one thing in mind, an interesting note as far as team comparisons. All the teams that have that one big star that leads them, there's only one of those left. And there's 2 teams left that have the team concept and spread the ball around. But hey, whatever your ticket to champagne is, that's the one you punch. We'll be back after these local messages.
Welcome back to Assembly Hall as the Falcons lead here at the break by 5, 33-27. Joe Passion back with you here on Assembly Hall floor with one of the guys from behind the scenes who really makes us look pretty good down here. Jim Flynn is the Assistant Executive Secretary of the Illinois High School Association. And, we've been talking, Jim, so much about the 3-point showdown. Everyone's getting excited about that. First time ever next week when they actually shoot it up. What kind of feedback are you getting from the IHSA office around the state of Illinois?
Well, when we first started, everyone was a little worried about what would happen because they didn't know how the contest would come about. But as our tournaments got going and as we got into our championship night in the A regionals, as we got into the sectionals at the A tournament and at the sectionals at the AA, people are showing up in advance of the ball games just to see the three-point competition. And then next week, when we bring 32 from Class A and 32 from Class AA, there are going to be a lot of tired arms, but I think there's going to be a lot of ooh and an ah next Thursday. And the one thing to remember, Joe, is that's free to the public, and it starts at 7 o'clock next Thursday night. It'll follow our shoot-around for the Class AA teams. That also is open to the public. And so those are some of the new things that we're doing here at the state basketball tournament to try to make the event a happening, and that's exactly what our fans told us last year when we came to the tournament and they filled out the survey forms.
Well, we're looking here at some of the names of the kids that have qualified for the Class A and AA three-point shootout, and these will be the kids that will be throwing them up from long range here at Assembly Hall. The finals, of course, March 19th and 21st, and then the slam dunkers will come in, and I'll tell you, I mean, this is just a great showtime, and you'll see some of the big from the north side of the state as well. So a big showtime next week. Are we going to have time for all this, Jim?
Well, we're going to make the time because I think the slam dunk may be just the exclamation point following our country company's three-point showdown. The players are excited about it. The coaches are a little worried about their star athletes, but the players are excited, and the fans they're trying to line up people to come with them to see it. They're wondering how many of the high school kids will be able to do their thing. And they're each going to get 3 in the preliminaries. And then the great thing, though, Joe, is after our prelims on Thursday, we'll crown our King of the Hill Saturday night in both competitions.
That'll be great. Class A against AA. Jim Flynn, thanks very much. And we will be back with the second half of the semifinal finale. The score here at the break as the band drums it up. It's Findlay by 5. We'll be back after these messages from our local stations.
And welcome back to the Assembly Hall, everybody. I'm Jim Albrecht, along with Greg Sterick, the best free throw shooter the NCAA ever saw. He owns the career record with 91%. But let us now throw to the coach for Benton. That would be Mr. Schertz. Joe?
Much, Jim. Rod, tell us a little bit about what went on at halftime and how you hope to recapture that lead.
Well, I think probably the big difference right now in this half is they're 10 out of 11 from the free throw line. We're 5 out of 10, so we're 6 points down. Other than that, we're playing pretty evenly with them. We got to do a little better job inside in their scoring, and they've hit some perimeter shots, so we're going to make some adjustments, and hopefully they'll work.
Will we see more plays where you're setting up JoJo to shoot it up more?
Well, he's going to have to get it in his hands and score for us in the second half a little better, and I think there's no question about that.
Okay, Coach, go get him. Thanks very much, Rod, and we'll set it back over to center court to Jim and Greg.
Well, everybody's talking about JoJo Johnson. He has 14 here in the first half. Here's the first 3 of the game.
Well, that's how we opened the ball game. JoJo Johnson, a long outside shot. It was JoJo time early in the ball game. And for Findlay, back the other way, good look inside. Nice turnaround jumper that time by the big fellow, Eric Smith.
Talk about pretty. Check this shot out.
Little hang time right here, wasn't it? JoJo right here. He hit the three-pointer, came right back. A little hang time for JoJo. Rim was pretty kind, got it up there. The shot fell for JoJo Johnson.
Tony Sparks.
Yeah, he does so much for this ball club. He really works on the offensive glass. Sparks goes to the boards hard. It's a nice, easy stick back right there.
And Travis Kays has had a real good first half for Benton.
Well, he stepped up pretty big offensively, and they don't really look to Kays to step out on the floor and knock down the shot, but Kays did that there. He was able to step back and knock down a nice jumper.
It's Findlay by 6, and let us look at some of the halftime game statistics brought to you by Milk. It does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case.
Yeah, when you look at the field goal percentages, Findlay at 40%, 30% for Benton. 3-point field goals, Benton only 2 of 10. And then the free throw line, that's the big difference right there. Findlay gets 10 points at the line, only 5 points for Benton. Rebounds, knotted up at 18 all. Turnovers, both ball clubs doing a good job taking care of the basketball. Findlay with 5 and Benton with 3.
The championship game marquee will read Normal U High against either Findlay or Benton. Right now, Findlay has the upper hand by 6. We'll return after these local messages.
Back here at Assembly Hall, before we go into the second half, everyone wants to know where's Brian Holman. Of course, we've told you the story about his religious beliefs, so he will not be playing here. I am told by Benton fans that he's back at the hotel. He is watching, rather he is not watching the game, but he is getting updates. His religious beliefs also keep him away from the television during the Sabbath, but he will be here tonight to play for the Rangers no matter which game they're scheduled for. Back now over to Jim and Greg.
Another key important statistics looking at the first half. Kern just 1 of 7 in the first half. Allen out front. This is Findlay with the basketball and with the lead. That is Clayton Stivers, number 30. Across the way is Tony Sparks, number 24, to reset the lineup. This is Joey Howe. That's a rainbow.
Good movement, though, on the offensive end. Good ball movement. And then Howe was able to respond, and Howe knocked down the jumper.
Biggest lead of the game right now for the Falcons at 8. Outside. Kern couldn't get it to fall. Howe with the rebound. A lot of coaches will tell you the first 3 minutes of that second half has a lot to do with the outcome. Stivers, look at him move so smooth, too much. Smith tips it out, but coming out of there with it was Matt Harmon. Kern needs to get going. That won't get it started, and the rebound comes down to Sparks.
Now, Kern's missed both shots here in the second half for Benton. You know, they're going to have to get the ball in the hands of JoJo a little bit more, and he's going to have to really go to work.
Nice kick out to Stivers, a little short. Rebound comes down to Harmon again.
Well, he had a wide open shot right there. He seemed like he's a little stiff or a little tight to start the second half.
Setting the lineup for you for Benton with the basketball is Brian Kern. JoJo Johnson, their leading scorer at 29 points a game. Where's number 24? This is Drew, and that is too much. JoJo Johnson gets it going with the 3.
He's a much better shooter when he's got both feet under him like that. See how he was under control and knocked down that shot? It's tough to shoot the basketball when you're not squared up to the basket.
Yeah, God has granted that particular skill to very few individuals. Turnaround, Smith, it'll go, he's fouled. Eric Smith is going to the free throw line, and Findlay could go up by 8.
Nice turnaround move once again, that time by Eric Smith on the inside. And it's a good look at Smith right there. A catch, keeps it up high, then turns around, and Smith knocks down the shot. Smith with 14 points. Yeah, he catches quickly, then turns the body quick and gets squared up to the basket. Good shooters get their shoulders squared up to the hoop.
Matt Harmon picked up that personal foul. And there's the three-pointer. Eric Smith should be 7 for 7 from the free throw line.
Yeah, giving 15 points.
JoJo between the legs, hangs, won't get it. Gets it right back. He'll go back up. That's too hard. Rebound fought for, and coming out of there with it, Clayton Stivers, who's headed to Northern Illinois and who is headed to the hole.
Great one-on-one move that time. Stivers with the ball was able to freeze the defensive man, Kern. Quick spin move off the window for the deuce.
JoJo hanging, hitting.
And speaking of hang time, right back the other way, JoJo Johnson off the glass.
There's about 4 points for you and about...
Back here at Assembly Hall, before we go into the second half, everyone wants to know where's Brian Holman. Of course, we've told you the story about his religious beliefs, so he will not be playing here. I am told by Benton fans that he's back at the hotel. He is watching, rather he is not watching the game, but he is getting updates. His religious beliefs also keep him away from the television during the Sabbath, but he will be here tonight to play for the Rangers no matter which game they're scheduled for. Back now over to Jim and Greg.
Another key important statistics looking at the first half. Kern just 1 of 7 in the first half. Allen out front. This is Findlay with the basketball and with the lead. That is Clayton Stivers, number 30. Across the way is Tony Sparks, number 24, to reset the lineup. This is Joey Howe. That's a rainbow.
Good movement, though, on the offensive end. Good ball movement. And then Howe was able to respond, and Howe knocked down the jumper.
Biggest lead of the game right now for the Falcons at 8. Outside. Kern couldn't get it to fall. Howe with the rebound. A lot of coaches will tell you the first 3 minutes of that second half has a lot to do with the outcome. Stivers, look at him move, so smooth, too much. Smith tips it out, but coming out of there with it was Matt Harmon. Kern needs to get going. That won't get it started, and the rebound comes down to Sparks.
Now, Kern's missed both shots here in the second half for Benton. You know, they're going to have to get the ball in the hands of JoJo a little bit more, and he's going to have to really go to work.
Nice kick out to Stivers, a little short. Rebound comes down to Harmon again.
Well, he had a wide open shot right there. He seemed like he's a little stiff or a little tight to start the second half.
Setting the lineup for you for Benton with the basketball is Brian Kern. JoJo Johnson, their leading scorer at 29 points a game. Where's number 24? This is Drew, and that is too much. JoJo Johnson gets it going with the 3.
He's a much better shooter when he's got both feet under him like that. See how he was under control and knocked down that shot? It's tough to shoot the basketball when you're not squared up to the basket.
Yeah, God has granted that particular skill to very few individuals. Turnaround, Smith, it'll go, he's fouled. Eric Smith is going to the free throw line, and Findlay could go up by 8.
Nice turnaround move once again, that time by Eric Smith on the inside. And it's a good look at Smith right there. A catch, keeps it up high, then turns around, and Smith knocks down the shot. Smith with 14 points. Yeah, he catches quickly, then turns the body quick and gets squared up to the basket. Good shooters get their shoulders squared up to the hoop.
Matt Harmon picked up that personal foul. And there's the three-pointer. Eric Smith should be 7 for 7 from the free throw line.
Yeah, giving 15 points.
JoJo between the legs, hangs, won't get it. Gets it right back, he'll go back up. That's too hard. Rebound fought for, and coming out of there with it, Clayton Stivers, who's headed to Northern Illinois and who is headed to the hole.
Great one-on-one move that time. Stivers with the ball was able to freeze the defensive man, Kern. Quick spin move off the window for the deuce.
JoJo hanging, hitting.
And speaking of hang time, right back the other way, JoJo Johnson off the glass.
There's about 4 points for you in about 7 seconds. Too high. Smith somehow saves it. No. Good hustle by Brian Kern, who got in front of the big man and slapped it off number 42.
Sparks with a look inside. Smith just couldn't get that one. Hustling play by Kern.
Johnson too short. Rebound comes down to Smith. He'll kick it out to Stivers, who kicks it over to Sparks. Back to Stivers. Too hard? No! It's good!
Beautiful execution. Sparks to Stivers, Stivers to Sparks, back to Stivers. Stivers with the finish. Findlay now up by 10, 42-32.
Johnson needs it.
No, give it to Kern. Kern was the guy that hit that basket, Jim.
Brian Kern with the deuce. I thought Stivers was a little bit out of control. Long pass down to Smith. It won't fall. How did he catch that ball? That was the key to that play. He went high, got it at the top of his leap, then came down, put it right back up.
You talk about how important Stivers and Smith are to this Findlay ball club. They've now combined for 28 of the 42 points.
That was some shot by Stivers on that fast break because he was floating in midair and flipped it up.
Well, the foul was on Brian Drew, and that's the 4th personal foul on Drew. And Smith has just been deadly at the stripe. He's now 8 of 8 in the ball game from the line.
Still perfect? Yep. A 10-point Findlay lead with 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. One of your network sponsors is Radisson Suites. Ground transportation provided by Budget Rent-A-Car. Budget Rent-A-Car is right in your neighborhood with over 45 Chicagoland and Central Illinois locations. The smart money is on Budget. JoJo gets rejected by Stivers. Look at this one-on-one battle. Kicks it back out to Kern. Stivers is making Johnson work for everything. Way outside. That's the result. And the rebound comes down to Tony Sparks, who's just living underneath there. Fast break is broken up by a hustling Johnson who saw it coming.
Yeah, Johnson got back nicely that time on the defensive end. And nice hustling play.
He's still moving. He's not going to score, but he'll go to the free throw line. Boy, talk about perpetual motion from one end to the other.
Here comes Johnson. It's just a good one-on-one move right there. He's so quick with the basketball, makes things happen, and he spends a lot of time at that free throw line.
They called the foul on Sparks.
Yeah, Sparks with the personal foul.
I noticed that Smith did what every big man should do defensively when somebody's coming down the lane. He just put the hands straight up, did not move, just stood there, and actually Johnson had to spin it around him.
Yeah, I'm not. They made another change here. Now they're going to give the foul to on Clayton Stivers. Stivers' 2nd personal foul.
Yeah, originally the official said 2-4, but free throw not there for JoJo Johnson, who pretty good shooter from the free throw line. Not excellent, but right around 68%. Findlay's lead is 9. A lot of time left to go in this basketball game, though. Down low, Smith. Oh, yeah.
But see, they're getting shots so easy. They're getting the easy ones down low. Defensively, Benton really not getting much done.
Kern driving off the glass, and he'll be fouled. With so much penetration going on by both of these teams, the whistle does blow a lot because it's the way basketball is played. You get a lot of bodies down in there. Somebody's going to bump somebody.
See how easy Findlay's getting the shot. So a good look by Allen. Right there, the basket by Smith. He's just post up down low, and when he catches and turns, now Smith with 19 points, and Findlay now up by 11, 46-35.
One of the many people roaming around the Assembly Hall here, not only today but yesterday as well, is Joe Passion. And Joe is one of the, I think it's the 3rd Blues brother, Greg. Take it, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just trying to be cool with the rest of the Vienna band. They are the band here, the band of the day. And one of their routines is getting ready to drive a car. Now let's open up, and if we can back up this picture a little bit and get an idea what the whole band does here. And they're all getting ready to drive a car. Now, you're going to watch this as they get ready, and we're all just getting cool. We're getting ready to ride a vehicle, and this is just part of how this group entertains this crowd. Michael, let's rock and roll it. Call the cops. Whoa. Okay, this is where we're going. Here come the cops. We're in trouble now. Uh-oh. The Vienna band and their leader, Michael Renkin, has just been part of the entertaining part of this great atmosphere at Assembly Hall.
Joe's having too much fun, Jim. We can't stand much more of this.
Well, the thing is, you get great mileage with that band, you know, because you don't have to stop at a gas station. It's great.
Kern knocks down 2 free throws, and now it's a 46-37 advantage for Findlay.
They're just going to have to stop the big man inside. Stivers bulls home. They're going to have to stop somehow Eric Smith and Clayton Stivers. I don't know if that's possible, but they are going to have to try, they being Benton, if they want to get to the championship game of the Class A 1992 tournament.
Well, they've had their problems stopping Stivers and Smith. And Smith has scored 7 of Findlay's 13 points here in this quarter. And so Stivers misses the free throw, but Stivers with 13 points and Smith with 19. So those two have now combined for 32 points.
And as you saw there, Matt Harmon in serious foul trouble with 4. Findlay's making their free throws and making their semifinal statement.
Yeah, they're 14 of 16 from the line, Findlay.
In the corner, that won't go for Drew. That's way off the mark. Sparks will slow it down. Wait for the big man to set up on the block.
Yeah, good decision by Sparks there to get the basketball back in the hands of the point guard, Allen.
And the Falcons will take their sweet time, get it to Howell, and he gets it to fall.
Good look inside by Stivers. And then Howell, the left-hander, post-up move inside, hits the post-up jumper.
JoJo Johnson.
Long
Somebody's open. Stivers against Kern, against Drew, won't get it. Ball is loose, but we have a personal foul on Kern. Drew did an excellent job of getting back to make that a 1-on-2 situation, but when the ball sprung loose, it was Kern with the personal foul as we have a timeout on the court. Look at that outlet pass by Mr. Smith.
See Stivers, he takes it one-on-one right there. Doesn't get the shot, stays with it nicely. Sparks was right there in Stivers, and then Kern a little bump, and then Kern picked up the personal foul.
Let us remind you during this pause in the action that will be coming your way tonight with a third-place game at 6:30. And now let's go listen to what Mike Reynolds has to say.
Same thing. Clayton, Eric, Jim out here. If they're not open, give him the ball, take it. Okay, and hit the boards. Good post. All right, let's go. Jimmy. Let's go. Jimmy.
Everything's got to be
Now
in the
around
man-to-man
Shirts.
situation. Pick him up, play good, fundamentally sound defense, and help out inside. We may, anytime when we can get... Hey, get him up. Get the double team. Get the double team when you can. All right? Let's go.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or other use of this program without the written consent of COS Broadcast Sales Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
Still a lot of time left. We're still in the third quarter, 3:10 left, but Findlay's enjoying their biggest lead now, a 12-point advantage.
Inbound to Smith, right back to Sparks, and they'll restart everything up top with Stivers in and out. But Sparks is there, but he had it stripped away nicely by Kays, but look who gets it right back. That kid hustles. Smith, this could be a killer, and it is. It's a killer for Benton because now the lead grows to 14. Kern got a load of Harmon, but Harmon had no place to go, so Kays now will restart things.
See the defensive change. Findlay's now in the zone.
That's a tough shot to make by Kays. Rebound up and in by JoJo Johnson, and they desperately need to get it below double digits and then worry about the fourth quarter.
JoJo Johnson all over the offensive glass. Findlay went to a 2-3 zone defense. And right there, Kays with the drive. The shot doesn't go. JoJo with the inside position. A little pump fake. Gets the defensive man up in the air, and then JoJo gets it up off the window for the two-pointer.
And there's a case where a bad misfire actually helps, because if that ball had hit the rim, Smith was roaming around that vicinity. Johnson now with 21 points on the afternoon. Check it, make it 23. Sparks inside to Smith, and what happened that time is that the ball was delivered a little bit low to Smith, and he just couldn't get it above his head because of good defensive hands by Benton.
You're right. The pass was delivered way too low, and when you got a guy like that inside with the size of Eric Smith at 6'7", go ahead and throw it up. Give it to him a little bit higher so that when he catches, he can keep it high, and then he still has the shot.
Well, it's guys like Smith who make short people like me basically frustrated later in life because you're always jumping up to try to get him. You know, it's like you can't get up there. Kern, big shot, not there. Rebound, tipped around. Johnson, nice work underneath.
See how he works inside? He got that rebound away from Smith inside. Findlay, the last two possessions, back in that 1-2-2 zone, and Johnson's been able to slip in and get offensive stickbacks.
And a foul out front on Kern, but the lead has been reduced to 9 now. The Rangers from the South 7 Conference, they're County, Franklin,
You know, they play in a tough league. You mentioned the South 7 Conference. Mount Vernon last night, they advanced to super sectional play with a win over Carbondale. Those two teams both in the South 7 Conference, and Benton plays in that tough league too, along with Marion and some other outstanding high school teams, Centralia, West Frankfort, Heron, and Harrisburg.
Look at all the action underneath the hoop as Findlay tries to inbound with their 2 postmen. Come right back out top of Stivers. Allen, in and out. Rebound comes down to Harmon. And it could be a 7-point ball game, or maybe 6. No, JoJo wants to go. He'll put it up, not there. Big miss. He did everything correctly, it just wouldn't fall. Howell. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's a rainbow. But counted for Howell, the left-hander from outside. Howell is really giving him a lift. A nice shot by Howell. Howell with 6 points now.
And we have 1:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Kays. Nice touch from the baseline. Travis Kays wants to get to the championship game. So does Tony Sparks.
Well, Findlay's tough. You know, they can hurt you inside, but they also can hurt you from the outside. That Howell with a shot, the possession before. That time, it was Sparks.
Johnson badly misfired on that one. That shot is not there. As we come out with it to Tony Sparks. Might hold for one, we'll see. 40 seconds now remaining here in the third quarter. Sparks has a little bit of an opening, but he won't make him pay. And now he is fouled by Johnson. Johnson could not believe it. Johnson was just trying to screen his man out. Actually, he was backing up because the rebound had overshot him, and he ran into Tony Sparks.
And I think that's why they got him with a personal foul right there. The shot goes up, and it's a miss right there. And you saw the bump right there. JoJo Johnson, the bump. You saw the frustration and the look on JoJo's face.
25 seconds remaining.
Excuse me, Jim. I was surprised Findlay even put up that shot. You know, I thought they were holding for one shot. Sure, they're going to hold for one now. We're down to 20 seconds here in the third quarter. I'll try and get Smith involved. He's had 9 points and 5 rebounds just in this quarter.
He is a player. Allen trying to create. Allen up. No. Rebound fought for. Stivers, no. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. And I'll tell you, Benton was fortunate that Stivers didn't get that shot to fall because he was right there where he makes a living. 55-44, Findlay on top. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. This game summary brought to you by the Toyota dealers of Illinois. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
And that's the game summary right there. Smith, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 14 of 16 from the line. JoJo, 25 points in three-point territory. Benton, 3 of 18. And as we come back, who do you think gets the basket? Smith with another basket for Findlay. Smith now with 23 points.
Kern with a 3.
So they're 3 of 19 now from three-point territory.
Stivers is open, kicks it over to Sparks. Count it.
A great look that time by Stivers. Sparks with a finish. This is much more than just Stivers and Smith. This is another very balanced team on the floor.
You got that right. A little behind the back pass to JoJo Johnson. It's rebounded by Harmon and put back up. So Matt Harmon picks up the deuce, but Findlay needs to create some offense. They're down by 13. Smith turnaround. Oh, how pretty it is.
That's what you call instant offense. Go to him and he responds.
They have no one down there to contend with him. Not one individual. They can try two, but they're passing the ball so well and getting him open on a one-on-one situation. That shot won't go for Kays. Smith with another rebound. He's headed for a 30-point, 20-rebound game.
Yeah, he's got 14 rebounds.
Ooh, a charge on Allen. They said he threw an elbow. Allen says, well, it's okay, we're up by 15, I'll let that one slide.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, Jim. Don't let anything slide. You know, head coach Mike Reynolds up asking the official, what did he do? What did he do on the play?
He tried to get between two men, and once he got pinched.
He must have led with the elbow.
Exactly. Johnson will try to get it regenerated. Ooh, nice rebound by Drew, and he'll get it to fall.
Oh, Drew working the glass hard. Nice stick back that time by Brian Drew.
Drew is a great golfer. He's on the all-conference golf team, so he can play a lot of games. And a traveling violation on Findlay, who wants to talk it over. Right now, Mike Reynolds is thinking, okay, this is what we need to do for the final 6 minutes. He's either going to at least control his own team's tempo offensively, maybe just keep passing it around the perimeter. One of your network sponsors, the Toyota dealers of Illinois. If Benton is going to make a run, they're going to have to do it in the next couple of minutes.
Well, they're going to have to warm up shooting the basketball. Here in the second half, they're 8 of 27 from the floor.
Johnson with a very tough shot because the Findlay defense was in front of him and behind him. And Allen will work it up court. Don't underestimate Mr. Allen. He makes this team what it is as well. Sparks couldn't get that one to fall. Case comes down with a rebound. We're under 6 minutes remaining.
Now Findlay now 12 of 21 from the floor here in the second half.
Kern needed it, got it. It's a three-pointer. The lead is down to 10.
See Benton really turning it up on the defensive end, playing man-to-man D now and really extending the defense. Look to extend it and double team and pick up a steal. Good steal by Harmon. Quick look to Kern.
Oh, he missed the layup. Rebound though, JoJo Johnson.
Yeah, good follow by Johnson. Stayed with it nicely. Now we've got a ball game. One more time, Jim.
You got it.
Making the run. It's an 8-point advantage now for Findlay.
Findlay going to try to get it down to their money man. That guy, Eric Smith, but that time his position is on the high post, so he'll just kick it back out. If they come away empty this time, Benton will be fueled even further.
See, Benton's on a 7-0 run.
Findlay doing the wise thing, though, just kind of take a little air out. Sparks is alone. It's nice to have a man like Smith on the high pivot. We have a whistle and a foul. It'll go against Benton as Stivers made his move from the high post. Nice to have a man you can sit on the high post, you can hold the ball above his head and just kind of survey the situation.
Well, it's nice if you're a guard to always have a release pass.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's going to be the 5th personal foul as Matt Harmon's going to check out. That's his 5th personal foul. Fouls out with 2 points. Substitution. See, Stivers was able to post up right there, and then JoJo came over to give some help, but Harmon got him with a bump before JoJo could get there and get the foul. Jason Tates to sub for the Benton Rangers. He comes in for Harmon, who checks out of the ball game with 5 fouls and 2 points.
Of course, Harmon made that nice steal moments ago to help cut the lead down. Stivers needs to start making his free throws, and he does.
Well, this ball club's made free throws. That's a big difference in the game. They're 15 of 17 now from the line.
That is an impressive total. So you make a run, you have to foul the other team. They make 2 free throws. It's like a kick in the stomach. That's way off the mark by Kern. And here comes Stivers. Will they keep the break going, or will Allen pull it up? He'll go down low to Stivers. What a catch. But he lost it out of bounds.
Well, it's a good look inside, too. And Stivers felt like he should have been able to handle the pass. Allen, a good quick look inside. When a ball club's on a run, you're trying to break a run, or you've had a drought, you had some problems scoring some points, where you can get some things done is at the line if you can make free throws.
High pass inside to Smith. Yes.
See, once Benton's able to make a run, then Findlay can go to Stivers or either to Smith.
That's right. JoJo Johnson, 4-3. Yeah. JoJo Johnson lights it up. That's 30 now for Mr. Johnson. His team, though, trails by 9. And a traveling call out front.
Wow, that was a good defense once again by Benton. You know, JoJo Johnson's got the ability to bring his ball club right back. It's a 9-point advantage by Findlay, but that's just 3 threes for JoJo.
He's put it up 29 times this game and made 10. Same spot, not the same result. That would have been a big bucket. Sparks the other way. Benton wanted traveling. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the semifinal game. Allen, tough shot.
Oh, tough shot. A big basket right there. Now 67 for Findlay, 56 for Benton. Allen just finds a way, doesn't he? Finds a way to hit a big shot.
Kern, speaking of tough shots, but that result not the same as Mr. Allen's at the other end.
They're going to get an easy one. Going to get an easy one.
Sparks, Stivers will be fouled. They just couldn't quite get it in sync. The pass over to Sparks was a little bit behind him. Otherwise, that would have been a 2-on-1 fast break.
Well, I think what Stivers wanted on the play, he was already getting ready to go up. Watch Stivers. See if he didn't want the lob here instead of the bounce pass.
I see.
You couldn't see him. See right there? Yeah. Stivers was already, he was getting there. He was ready for the lob.
Actually, the pass was right on the money. It wasn't behind Sparks. But as Greg Sterick noted, it was a miscommunication between the lob and the bounce pass.
Drew fouls out for Benton. He leaves with 4 points. Chad Fusen has checked back in for the Benton Rangers.
And Drew, of course, only a junior, so he'll be back. Whew. If he makes this one, it'd be what, 18 of 20 from the line?
17 of 19 now. That's about an 89% clip.
Yep.
I was afraid you were going to doubt me there. I wasn't sure that I was really right. You just gave me one of those looks. But 18 of 20, I know is 90%.
That's right. All the way across the court, Kern will fire. Stivers tipped it, and he will be fouled. Well, it's beginning to look like Findlay and Normal, or High, I should say, from Normal. But there are still minutes to be played. 3 minutes and 15 seconds as you'll see Stivers go up.
You see Stivers just battling on the inside for the rebound, and right there the push. And once again, we go back the other way, and Stivers is going to be at that free throw line. And Stivers is 7 of 9 from the line, and Smith is 9 for 9 from the stripe.
So the big men have done it on the floor and at the free throw line. And don't forget about the defensive effort on JoJo Johnson by the man at the free throw line, Clayton Stivers. There's a young basketball. Doug Payne checking in now for Benton as Fusion checks out.
Stivers finally missed a free throw. Now 8 of 10.
Down low it goes to Tate. He gets nothing but air. The follow from the other side not there by Kern. He's persistent, gets it blocked by Smith. We've got a follow-up, and it's going to count. Johnson somehow got in the middle of it again and put it back in.
Yeah, Johnson, right place, right time. Always has that knack of being around the basketball. It was a good follow for JoJo Johnson. And the shot goes up by Tate. It doesn't fall. Kern's battling. He throws it up a little hard. It bounces around, bounces around. A block by Smith. Here comes Johnson right there in your picture. Johnson stays with it nicely and gets the shot for JoJo. 32 points on the day, looking for 33. Doesn't fall.
Stivers is tied up by Tate.
How'd Tate slip in there? This guy's 5'10". He slips in there. Because Stivers brought the ball down where Tate likes to play.
Where Tate
a little closer to the floor.
Now he's going to pass it inbounds over Stivers. Does so nicely to Johnson. Can't get it tipped again. Tipped around. Look at Johnson hustle. Kern in and out. Stivers with a fast break opportunity, but a foul before it unfolds. Every shot so crucial now for Benton that those two would not fall.
You know, Benton now is 22 of 75. They've put up 75 shots in the ball game. That's right at 29%. From three-point land, they're 5 of 27.
And those guys right there are saying, do you realize how close we are to the state championship? But you've got to nail it down. JoJo Johnson, that looks good. Suddenly, it's a 9-point game. JoJo Johnson will not let his team fail. He refuses.
Excuse me, Jim, but there's no quitting JoJo Johnson or the Benton Rangers. They keep coming at you, coming at you. They trailed by as many as 15 points. And there's the kickback right there from Kern. Look how deep that shot is. Look how deep that shot is that JoJo just knocked down. JoJo Johnson just on fire. And see how quick he knows how to get the timeout real quick. And there's the kick back. See, his shoulders are square. See, that's when JoJo's at his best. He's a tremendous shooter when his feet are down under him. And JoJo Johnson now with 35 points, 12 of 33 from the floor, 5 of 17 from three-point land, 6 of 8 from the line.
Let's head back to the Assembly Hall floor with Joe Passion.
Well, you know, I always get the tough duty down here in the sidelines, but one of the things I do enjoy talking about is the cheerleaders, and the Benton cheerleaders, like the guys, it's a very prestigious honor in tradition-rich Benton, Illinois, to be a member of the boys basketball team, or in this case, a member of the cheerleaders. In fact, cheerleader director Mary Blondie tells me they work out at least 5-6 hours a week. 30, 40 of them come out and try out for the team, which are judged by the SIU Carbondale cheerleaders. So you know they're pretty good down here. Let's go back to a couple of guys who are also pretty good at what they do, Jim and Greg.
You should have seen the cartwheels Greg was doing last night. They were amazing. Of course, it was a small hotel lobby, but still, you got it done. Inbounding, JoJo Johnson's got it, puts it up, in and out. Oh, a tough break for Benton. That was a very, very tough break for Benton. They could have cut the lead to just 7.
See, there's still plenty of time. Still 2:36 showing on the clock. Benton's extended the pressure defense, and see, they're going to face guarding out of that pressure. And Findlay's got to do a good job of attacking that press. Benton's just swarming them on that defensive end.
I bet you Cal Hubbard, the coach for U High, is watching this pressure, and he may put it in his game plan tonight at the outset if, in fact, Findlay should win. And now Howell is fouled out front. Don't forget, we'll be naming our American Airlines Player of the Game shortly. And then after this contest is over, we'll show you our DuPont Play of the Game.
You know, these free throws get a little bit tougher. I know they've been deadly at the stripe, 19 of 23. Speaking of Findlay, but we're down at that 222 mark. Now, these are the big free throws right here. They're all big, but there's some pressure with these. No pressure out of Howell.
Somehow, Howell's, when he was a little kid, his basket must have been higher than most because he has a nice arc on that thing.
Well, he's used to playing with Smith and Stivers, and he's only 6'2".
Look at that.
Oh, boy, those were two pressure-packed free throws that time by Joey Howell.
And the Benton fans hoping for something. JoJo Johnson will provide it. I've never seen a travel call as Howell gave it to Sparks. A travel call, and there you see Coach Schertz. This is what he wants to do offensively. Inbounding will be Jason Tate. Johnson somehow saves it and comes out of there with it. They'll fire that one badly. And a foul underneath. Well, they needed that 3, but when time is of essence, you don't always have time to get the exact shot you want. And that time, he wasn't squared up at all.
Well, it wasn't a bad shot, though. That's a shot that JoJo Johnson can knock down in the ballgame. JoJo's put up 36 shots, and he's got 37 points.
Yesterday, he scored 38, Greg, and he did say after the ball game, hey, I can do better than that. Well, we'll see. Smith. Howell nails 2 on the previous trip, and now Smith tries to duplicate his teammate.
You know, Smith's the guy, though. He's 9 of 16 from the floor. You know, he's got 28 points, 16 rebounds.
Not this time. Johnson in a hurry. His team trails by 10. Open is Kern. Fought for. Stivers will have a free throw opportunity. He had good position, and when you're 6'7" with good position, you usually win the rebound battle.
Yeah, Kays had to go over the back, and I think it's going to be Kays with a personal foul, and Findlay going to have a 1-and-1 opportunity.
2 players have already fouled out for Benton. Kays now with his 3rd personal. Everybody else with 3 or less.
Hey, switch with him. You're not pitching. Pitch now. Here we go.
Despite Smith's 28 points, still got good balance. You got Stivers with 19, you got Allen with 10, Howell with 8, Sparks with 6.
They're knocking down some big free throws. You know, we talked about JoJo Johnson's rebounding ability. You know, in this ball game, he's also got 15 rebounds.
That one's good. Suffice to say, I think this tournament scoring leader will be JoJo Johnson, because he still has another game to play no matter what the outcome of this one is. Long jumper from the side, not there. Doug Payne couldn't get it to fall. Ooh, look at that hustle by Kern. He saved it. Johnson couldn't hit it. And Sparks with the rebound. Somebody's open all the way down court, but they don't see him. Now they'll work it up to Smith, who will just hold right in front of us. Smith turned around and said, hey, what are you trying to do?
Well, this is a great hustle play right here. The shot goes up from the outside by Doug Payne, and Stivers keeps it alive. Look at Kern. Look at Kern. Look at the hustle play here. Nice save by Kern. Great camera work there, too, as Kern just goes through the Benton bench.
As usual, this crew on the IHSA television network is nailing it, not only camera-wise, but technically-wise. Johnson from another county. Right now, Johnson doesn't care how many he misses. He's not concerned about that. He's concerned about one thing, and you know what that is. Whatever it takes. Minute 20 remaining in the contest. And a steal by Johnson. Johnson tries to draw the foul, gets air. Rebound, Kern up and in.
And Benton needs a timeout quickly.
10-point deficit, a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. See what they have to say in the huddles. Right now, let us take a look at our American Airlines American Eagle player of the game, Mr. Smith.
And it's Eric Smith with 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 of 12 from the line. And he's one of the twin towers on the inside. Smith has had a tremendous basketball game, and still a lot of time left, though, Jim. There's 1:14 left in the ball game, and let's see if we can hear what Rod Church is telling the Benton Rangers.
We got to go for a quick foul. All right. Watch it long. You got a minute, 14 seconds left. Play with some gut pride. All right? Gut pride, play smart. The rest in, we're okay. We're okay.
We got to keep the ball under control. We can't throw it away again down there and let them score without any time. Okay.
Smith come up and screen.
All right, Eric and Clayton both here.
No, wait. He comes back here, then he comes up. Clayton right here, and then he comes up.
Yeah, try it. Try it. If he's not open, call timeout. Let's go.
I think you might have to be an engineer to exactly figure out those lines there written down by Mike Reynolds. But one thing you know, he said no turnovers.
I think what the Findlay players think, though, I think they feel like they can give a long pass, and there's going to be somebody open down the opposite end. As Smith is going to give a break up, and then he's going to maybe go back and maybe get that long pass, because Benton's going to have to just pressure the basketball.
Our American Airlines player of the game was brought to you, of course, by American Airlines and American Eagle. Something special in the air. 87 shot attempts have been put up by Benton. 87.
And JoJo Johnson's 21 three-point attempts ties a record that was set yesterday by Chris Payne.
Jason Tate coming back into the ballgame. Boy, he's got the eye of a bulldog on him. He is ready to get after it. And a foul out front as Jim Allen tried to get away from the double team up top, and it looked like they caught Kern with the personal. Chad Fusion will check back in now for Benton.
Number 11, Brian Kern, that's his fourth.
That's 4 fouls now on Brian Kern.
Benton's been outscored at the free throw line by 15 free throws. Benton with only 9 points at the line and 24 for Findlay.
Allen is a 72% free throw shooter, and he, like the rest of his Falcon mates, are on the mark.
Just can't get over the number of field goal attempts by Benton. 87 field goal attempts, 48 for Findlay.
Well, there are a lot of coaches around the state who would fill in the blank if it went this way. I could have been in the state championship game if. They would fill it in by if my team had made their free throws. Long jumper, not there again.
Nice
tipped up and in.
Yeah, nice tip by Case.
Got to make the throws. It's a 10-point game again, but time is not on Benton's side as we are under 1 minute. Jeremy Chaney is also in there right now for the Findlay Falcons for ball control.
Eric Smith at the line, 1-1.
And how many trips has the big man taken so far to the line?
He's been there 12 times.
And he's missed but once.
He's now 11 of 13 from the line.
Twice.
11 of 13, 16 rebounds.
There you get a good look at the Rangers bench.
He's shot 16 shots, and he's got 29 points, and JoJo shot 39 times and got 37 points.
Yep. Big difference. Rangers came in at 25-6. Findlay looking for their 30th win of the year as opposed to just 2 losses. Johnson will fire again. No. Johnson again. Yes. And it's down to a 10-point game again, but right now Benton is just exchanging field goals for free throws, and that's not going to do it. Our DuPont Herbicides play of the game. Here it is. They'll clear it out and run the floor. Eric Smith to Clayton Stivers to Sparks, and watch this shot.
Back to Stivers, and then Stivers with a nice finish on the play.
The DuPont Total Post program, flexible control at a competitive new price. Don't forget, we'll be back in your living room at 6:30 tonight for the 3rd place game. And right now, the 3rd place game stacks up to be Augusta Southeastern against Benton. And our championship game, Tony Sparks and the Findlay Falcons against Cal Hubbard's Normal U High Pioneers. You talk about balance. What do you see Mr. Hubbard's club? Well, from the outside, Case can't get it. Johnson will get 2 more. High-scoring ball game in this semifinal. It's 81-71. Another timeout by Coach Rod Schertz, and that's what you got to do. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
They come from towns as small as Pinckneyville and as big as Chicago, all filled with hope, some destined for glory.
We got to get the ball back and score before they...
Yes! They win hard! They win it!
To all the teams and all the fans, the country's behind you.
Well, the Benton Rangers, as you can see, looking for a basketball miracle. They have occurred before, but we're talking about 4 or 5 quick turnovers here in 37 seconds and no free throws by Findlay. And then in this game, that's kind of almost hard to say, no free throws.
I see Findlay wanted that long pass, but they get it into Stivers, and Stivers walks with the basketball.
1 turnover. There's 1. Now they need a 2 or a 3. Kelvin Elko has just inbounded the ball. He wears number 43 from the long corner. Trampus Diefenbach hits a 3. And a steal by Diefenbach. That'll be way off the mark. Stivers coming the other way. Well, Diefenbach almost did something very hard to do, and that's get 2 quick 3s off the steals. We're under 7, as you can see in this ball game. All but history. Smith! Ooh! That'll do it!
That's the exclamation point. That's the finish. That's the finish out of the big fella. Smith with 32 points.
Mercy me. No dust left on that net. It'll be nice and clean for the championship game. Eric Smith finishes with some muscle. And let's check it out one more time.
This is what you call a power move. A look inside to Smith right there. Boom! Slam jam time. Eric Smith throws it down. They advance to the championship game. Smith leads the way with 32 points.
83-74 is your final. Benton now at 25-7, and they will head back to the 3rd place game for a date with Augusta Southeastern and the Sun. So Benton's run for the state championship comes up, I guess we could say, a little bit short, because short is pretty much what this game was all about if you're on the losing end, because Clayton Stivers and Eric Smith were just too much in the height department, and Clayton Stivers was too much on the defensive end. He bothered JoJo Johnson a lot in the first half, even though Johnson scored 14 in the first half and averages 29 a game. As you will see when we give you the final stats, he was way off the mark as far as his field goal percentage.
Well, I think the two big people on the inside were the big difference in Stivers and Smith. Johnson had a good ball game at 41 points. You take a look there at the final stats and look at the free throws. That's the big difference. Findlay gets 30 of 36 from the line, only 9 of 16 for Benton. The rebound department, Benton actually out-rebounds Findlay, 48 to 42. Benton a very cool 30%, 51% from the floor for Findlay, and Findlay's the winner, 83 to 74.
And of course, our final stats brought to you by Milk, because it does a body good. Enjoy real dairy products like those people do. They're dancing. Look for the real seal in your grocer's dairy case. And of course, this network sponsor is Milk, because people who produce milk do it well. The dairy farm families of Illinois and Wisconsin.
Back down here on the floor of Assembly Hall as we finish up our semifinal round. Let's set the stage for you for tonight. The consolation game, of course, will be the big one everyone will look forward to at 6:30, featuring Benton against Southeastern. But the championship game coming up tonight at 8 will have Normal U High against Findlay for all the marbles in Class A boys basketball in Illinois. We hope you'll join us there on this station. And for Dick Ludke and Jim Albrecht, along with Greg Sterick, I'm Joe Passion from Assembly Hall. We will see you back later tonight here from America's original March Madness. So long, everyone.
Your network sponsors are Country Companies Insurance, bringing you state tournament action for more than 20 years. The Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois, who reminds you to drink milk. It does a body good. And Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota.